Rahul, is it perhaps indicative of the way we're likely to see Narendra Modi function, that, it's just about 20 hours or so until that swearing-in ceremony, and at this point, any talk of cabinet posts and names is still just speculation?
Ankita, what we can say is that top sources in the BJP are saying that final touches are being provided to the list of probables who are going to take oath tomorrow along with Mr. Narendra Modi. Sources are saying the list which was likely to be sent today is yet to be sent to the President House for further invitations to those who are going to take oath. Interestingly, the list, if one talks about who exactly is confirmed to be there, the one confirmation we have is Narendra Modi is going to take oath as the Prime Minister of India tomorrow at 6 o'clock in the evening in a 1 hour, 10-minute long ceremony. After that, beyond that, there are several versions which are coming in. What we can actually now talk about is who's really in and who could really be out, instead of talking about largely the portfolios. What is interesting is that top sources are saying that now it's almost a certainty that Rajnath Singh, the BJP president, may be joining the Union Cabinet as a minister in Mr. Narendra Modi's government. Mr. Arun Jaitley is in. Also interestingly, what sources are saying that if Mr. Rajnath Singh takes over as a minister in the Union Cabinet, there is a possibility, earlier it was being talked about, that Mr. Nadda may immediately take over, Mr. JP Nadda and there were other names, may take over as the party president. Sources are now saying there is a possibility. I will always leave room for certain amount of changes as far as the BJP plan is concerned. There is a possibility that Mr. Rajnath Singh may continue for a little while till things are smoother and a transition can be done as a party president also. Then there is a fact, there was talk about Mr. Arun Shourie likely to take over as a finance minister or getting a senior portfolio in the cabinet. There was opposition to that. Sources are saying this issue went even till the RSS, and in that it seems now that among the big four, Mr. Arun Shourie may not figure. Then there is a future of Mr. L.K. Advani. It was being talked about that he was keen to be a speaker of the 16th Lok Sabha. That possibility is being ruled out. Possibly Mr. Advani can continue in a more patron kind of role, as a more patriarch kind of role as NDA chairman. Interestingly, there is yet no word on Sushma Swaraj, who was reluctant to join the cabinet, especially under Narendra Modi. Possibility of her being as a speaker was being talked about, but that possibility is being denied by the fact that there are other names now doing the rounds, like Mr. Kariya Munda, who is the Deputy Speaker of the Lok Sabha in the 15th Lok Sabha, and also Sumitra Mahajan, who is an 8-term Member of Parliament from the Indore constituency in Madhya Pradesh. Interestingly, there are several regional leaders who are now, it seems very clear, who might be making it. It also seems that Narendra Modi is creating a blend of old and new, experienced hand, as well as certain young new faces coming into the cabinet. Maybe they are a 2-term or 1-term Member of Parliament. There is one word of news also, that this entire list which is coming, which will be coming eventually, and as per the oath will be taken, is going to be largely have the stamp of Narendra Modi. Though the RSS, Rajnath Singh, regional chiefs of the BJP in various states have played a critical role in trying to assert that regional representation, caste representation is critical. But Narendra Modi is looking at the entire cabinet and council of ministers, which could be in the tune of nearly 40-odd people taking oath tomorrow. It could well be perhaps Narendra Modi's delivery vehicle as far as the promises that he has made during the elections.
Delivery vehicle indeed. Now, interesting, Rahul, that Sumitra Mahajan's name, we believe, is doing the rounds as possible speaker. Would you see that as some sort of a setback for L.K. Advani, who had earlier seemed to indicate that, that was one post that he was interested in? At this point, what are the indications?
Ankita, basically what was being said by sources in the BJP initially, that Mr. Advani was keen to become the speaker, or had not expressed the desire, but was keen to choose the opt for the speaker, primarily because the protocol of the speaker does not get interfered by the protocol of the Prime Minister. There are two different protocols, and somewhere the Speaker's position inside the House is slightly more elevated compared to even the Prime Minister. But somewhere the BJP is behind the scenes saying that since Mr. L. K. Advani has been Deputy Prime Minister, has been the Prime Ministerial candidate in 2009, it will not be a good idea for him to take the post of a Speaker. But what we can certainly say is that when it comes to Sushma Swaraj, L. K. Advani and several other leaders, who are the leaders who have not been on the same page as far as Narendra Modi is concerned, be it the elevation of Narendra Modi or the several decisions taken by Narendra Modi or the BJP over the last 9 months, somewhere there is certainly a lack of trust. There is a trust deficit. And it is this trust deficit which I think is eventually going to dictate the placement or the position of these leaders when it comes to the eventual settlement for the post of the cabinet or the council of ministers. Because what sources are saying, Narendra Modi will not like to have people anywhere where there is a bit of a trust deficit when it comes to their positions. One will have to wait for the final outcome eventually whenever the list is out. As I earlier said, right now the only certainty which is there and confirmed by everybody that Narendra Modi is taking over and be sworn in as Prime Minister tomorrow evening.